Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. If you're coming on, please do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that share button, tag Lolly, Dolly, everybody, and let them know your boy Ramon and the Ramonepreston Show and my squad. I can't forget my squad. We are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Today is Monday, Millionaire Monday, November the 7th, 2022, and we are super excited about sharing some very, very important information with you that I know can change and transform every area of your life. So please hit that like button, hit that share button, tag Lolly, Dolly, everybody. We are super excited to be here on this beautiful Millionaire Monday. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we are rejoicing and we are glad in it. My hope and expectation is that all of you have had an amazing weekend so far. And if you are watching us live today, please do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that share button, and tag somebody and let them know that the Ramonepreston Show is live today right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Please also put in the comments what city you're watching me from as well. I would love to know what city you're watching me from. So just put in the comments what city you're watching your boy from. We getting ready to go in and have a deep dive on one of the most important topics that I think we should all have conversations about. So please do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody, and let them know we are live today on the Ramonepreston Show. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. I am your host, Ramonepreston. And I'm super excited about sharing some information with you that I know is getting ready to change and transform your entire life. So please do me a favor, put in the comments what city you're watching me from. I'm just trying to get my jam board synced up while we prepare for today's show. So again, hit the like button, hit the share button, and put in the comments what city you're watching me from. Please do so. There we go. I knew I was going to figure it out before the day was over with. Last week I had a problem with it, and I said, you know what? I'm going to figure this thing out one way or another when I get into this studio today. So again, welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. I am your host, Ramonepreston. Every Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time, I show up here on this show. My squad shows up here on this show. You might not see them, but they're lurking in the comments. Just in case you have a question that you want to ask, you can always drop that question in the comments, and my squad will let me know that you have a question for me. It could be for anything, business, finances, whatever. I'll be more than happy to answer your question. But I show up here on this show to give you information that I know could help you start, structure, and at some point scale your business and your income streams. So it really doesn't matter if you're a W-2 employee, if you're a 1099 contractor, or if you're a legitimate full-time business owner. At some point, these are principles and practices that you have to learn. These are concepts and ideas about becoming a millionaire and getting wealthy that you have to familiarize yourself with. I say this almost every day on the show and when I talk to people, that in order for you to get to where you know you want to go, you've got to get information that you probably never had before. And if what you know has gotten you to where you are, and where you are ain't where you want to be, it's because there's a whole lot of other information and other principles and practices and concepts and ideas that's missing. But nevertheless, I'm qualified to share this information with you, to show you how to properly start a business and structure a business and scale a business, because I've done it for myself. I have been an entrepreneur full-time for 20 years now, and as an entrepreneur who has seen all the ins and outs, I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, and I've had my fair share of failures and losses and setbacks and disappointments and frustrations and everything that comes with being an entrepreneur. But I've also seen the other side of success, because my wife and I have built a successful business, and we're continuing to grow. We're continuing to expand. And I'm sharing these things with you because I know so many of you are desiring to be financially free. So many of you that watch shows like this and browse the internet looking for people like me and listening to people like me, you got dreams, you got things that you want to accomplish, and you're just trying to figure out, like, how do I get my business to the next level? How do I start the right infrastructure? Some of you are learning and more interested in holding companies or creative tax strategies. A lot of things that you might not find a lot of people talking about. I like to talk about these things because when I started as an entrepreneur 20 years ago, I really didn't have people in my life talking like this. I really didn't even understand the concept of coaching and mentoring to the extent that I reached out to people. I didn't know it like that. So if I knew then what I know now, we always say hindsight is 20/20. But if I knew 20 years ago what I know now, I would have a coach. I would be in a community with people who know more than me. I would be learning a lot of the things that I didn't learn 20 years ago so that I could be successful. But guess what? We ain't in 20 years ago. We're in 2022. Today is Monday, Millionaire Monday, November the 7th. And guess what I want to talk to you about? I want to talk to you about something that I believe can really change the trajectory of your financial situation. And this is going to be on the 5 keys to developing a money mindset. 5 keys to developing a money mindset. Now, again, if you want to make money, if you have a desire to have money, if you understand the purpose of making money and having money, especially if it's through a business, then here's what I want you to understand. Developing a money mindset is critical to you making money and having money. I mean, it's going to be almost impossible for you to have anything that you don't have a mindset for. So it all starts with your mind. If you can develop a money mindset, and if you can nurture that money mindset, at some point it's going to be inevitable for you to have money. And this ain't about the law of attraction that you just attracted money. It's about you developing a mindset and your mind being set in a place when it comes to money that you understand the purpose of money, you understand why you gotta have it, and when you get it, what you're supposed to do with it to keep it and multiply it. And what happens is your mindset brings you to a place to where your actions and your efforts and your practices change because your mindset has changed. And so today I'm going to talk to you about 5 keys to develop a money mindset. Now, before I get into these 5 keys, if you watched my show last week, any day last week, I mentioned this thing called the income ladder of success. This is what I call the income ladder of success. And so I have a whole course on this in my Millionaire Blueprint. I talk about this all the time with my students and with my mentees and my coaching program, because I understand that a lot of things didn't start happening for me until I changed or developed the proper money mindset. I thought I was like at a place in my mind where I understood money. But what I found out was I still had a lot of barriers, a lot of blockages, a lot of subconscious ideals and issues when it came to money, and it was negatively affecting my productivity. It was negatively affecting my behavior patterns. It was negatively affecting the disciplines every day that I was implementing and executing when it came to money. And so I wanted to show you this because before I give you these 5 keys to developing your money mindset, I want to help you understand like the basis behind this whole thing when it comes to money. Because just right now in the United States of America alone, okay, we've got 300 and something million people, right? We may have over 100 and something million households, but whatever the number is, I just want you to understand, out of all the households in America, okay? Some of these households are one-person households. Some of these households are two-person, eight-person, I don't know. But if you just think of all the households in America, out of 100% of households in America, this income ladder shows you the economic breakdown on how people are categorized according to their income class. This is very critical, because once you start understanding that your money mindset, when it is developed, will get you out of certain income classes and it will bring you into the right income class, it's going to change how you absorb information, how you gather information when it comes to money. So think about it. Here we have all the households in America. So we have 100% of households. That's 29%, 70%, and 1%. So that's 100%. I just want to get through this real quick. I wasn't even really planning on coming to this, but because last week I couldn't pull it up, I was so determined to pull this doggone thing up today to show you this. But now that I got it up, I just want to show you so that when I start talking about these 5 keys to developing your money mindset, you'll understand why it's important for you to develop a money mindset. So out of all the households in America, 29% of the households in America, they make up what we call the poor class. Now again, if you're in this category, you don't necessarily have to categorize yourself mentally as poor. It's an economic class to let you know where you are with regard to the income that you're making. So whether you accept this or believe this or not, there are income classes and there are categories, and there are economic studies and surveys that have been done to determine economically what income class certain people are in. So with that being said, if you make $32,000 or less, according to my studies and research, according to what I have gathered to make up 100% of households in America, you are categorically considered poor class economically, all right? So that's 29% of American households. 70% of American households are considered middle class. So that starts at $32,000 a year, and it goes up to 400,000, maybe a little shy of 400,000. So that means if you make $32,000 or less, economically you're considered poor class. If you make $32,000 to $60,000 a year in your household, you're lower middle. If you make $60K to $110, you're the middle of the middle. If you make $110 to somewhere close to $400, you're the upper middle class. But I want you to see, the poor people are not the minorities. I mean, they're not the majority. The middle class are really the majority, and this is the most dangerous place to be, in the middle, and everybody says that. Because the middle class, unlike the poor class, when you this poor, because I've been this poor, I've been way below 32, I've been minus 32. When you're that poor, you know you're poor, and you understand your economic situation, which is why you have a lot of assistance, and there are a lot of programs and agencies and organizations that support you, right? When you're in this income class, you don't have all the benefits and the perks that a lot of people in this income class have. But the problem is, people in the middle class are deceived to think they're better off than other people just because they making a little money, but you're really not making enough money. Okay? And the reason why most people that get into this category, they never leave this category, because they never develop a money mindset. They never get a better relationship with money. Most of these people, they go to college, they get a 4-year degree. Most of them come out of high school and get a good job, or whatever the situation is, or go to the military, or whatever their decision is when they're coming into adulthood, and they stay stuck here for the rest of their life, hoping that by the time they turn 65 or 70, that they have something to live off for the rest of their life, only to be disappointed. But nevertheless, out of 100% of households, 29% of the poor class, 70% are lower middle, middle to upper middle, and then you have $400,000 a year and up make up 1%. Think about it. Out of all the households in America, only 1% of the households in America make $400,000 or more. So that means if you just made $400,000 a year, you would be considered a part of the 1%. And that should be your goal. So I want you to stop for a moment and I want you to, if you're taking notes, mental notes, or you're writing notes or typing notes, here is what I want you to do. I want you to set a bare minimum goal, like your worst case scenario financial goal. I don't care what your current financial goal is. If your current financial goal, your worst case scenario, is not at least $400,000 a year, I want you to change that. I want you to change that. I want you to change it. I want you to make your worst case scenario at least $400,000 a year. Like that should be like your bare minimum goal. You should leave this show today saying, you know what? I listened to Ramonepreston, and what I'm going to do from this point forward is I'm going to set a minimum goal every year to make at least $400,000 a year, because I want to at least be in the 1 percentile of American households. Why not? Why not? If you struggle with that, if you feel like it's impossible or it can't happen, or you start questioning it, what the problem is, you haven't developed the money mindset. That's why you're gonna need these 5 keys. But at least you should put yourself in a space temporarily, at least for this show, to accept that, wow, man, I want to be in the 1%. See, once I did all this research and I started understanding why I was having an issue growing financially, I realized that I was thinking like people here in the middle, because I was making 6 figures a year. And I realized that I had everything people who make 6 figures have. So me and my wife, we had 2 cars, we had a nice little house, we had a nice little business, we was making a little money, we went on our little vacations, we had a couple dollars saved, we had some credit cards. But what I realized was we had a whole lot of liabilities, not enough assets, and we really wasn't moving the financial needle in our lives. We were not really doing anything major. We were just doing what most of America do, this 70%. We was just getting up every day, grinding, making money, paying bills, trying to put a little bit up. But then when one emergency come up, when one situation come up, we sat back for another 3 months. And so I got tired of that cycle. And I wanted to figure out, man, how can I get in that 1%, or how can I just grow? And this is one of the things that I realized that, wow, in order for me to grow financially, in order for me to break the barriers of what I have been programmed and institutionalized to believe and to accept, in order for me to do that, I've got to develop a money mindset. I've got to change my relationship with money. And I guarantee, if you just wrote down or mentally took a note to accept that you need to at least make $400,000 or more a year and put yourself in the 1%. That should be your bare minimum goal. If you just did that and you're questioning it, you're struggling with it, you're not sure if it's something that's doable, or you're just like, man, this is crazy, I feel stupid doing this. Let me tell you something. It's because the only reason why you're questioning it is because you do not have a fully developed money mindset. Okay? So let me give you 5 keys. I want to give you 5 keys to developing a money mindset. Okay? I want to give you 5 keys. Number one, the first key to developing a money mindset is you must invest time in developing your money mindset by learning about money. By learning about money. I know that sounds simple, but it's really not that simple. So the first key to developing a money mindset is investing time in learning about money. So that means every day you got to make the committed, conscious decision to learn something about money. Now, you got to make sure that who you're learning this information from and what information you're learning, you've got to make sure that this information is designed to get you in the 1%. Do you understand what I'm saying? Again, the first key to developing your money mindset is to invest time in learning about money. So what that means is you should not be listening to people who are in the lower class, the poor class, the middle class, or the upper. I wouldn't even listen to people who make $300,000-$400,000 a year. I wouldn't listen to people, because most of them are middle class people, and they do not know anything about becoming wealthy, becoming rich. They don't even know nothing about becoming millionaires. Even a lot of upper class people who make between $400,000 and $1 million don't really know nothing about becoming millionaires, getting rich, or becoming wealthy. My personal recommendation would be for you to listen to people who are at least in the 1%, even if they are in the upper class. Make sure that they have a millionaire mindset. Make sure that they have a mindset to get rich or to create wealth. Now, how do you know that? Well, listen to what they say. Check, see what their beliefs are. Look at what their practices are. What type of principles do they live by? What are their values and views when it comes to money? If they're making sense of being $400,000 a year earners, or $900,000 or $1 million a year earners, then if they've made sense of that, you don't want to listen to them. So you want to make sure that if you're implementing this first key to developing your money mindset by investing time in learning more about money, that the things you're learning more about when it comes to money are things that can get you in the 1% and keep you in the 1%. Because see, I know a lot of people, they'll go to Google, they'll go to YouTube, they'll browse the internet, they'll get all these free things that come up, and they think that just because they're gathering information and learning things about money, that it's going to help them. Not if you're not learning the right thing. So you have to invest time in learning about money, but you got to learn the right things about money. Okay, so Ramon, you're saying I need to learn the right things about money. What are some things about money do I need to learn? If one of the keys to developing your money mindset is investing time to learn about money, what are some things do I need to learn about money? Well, you need to learn how money is made. You need to learn how money is made. You need to learn how money is managed. You need to learn how money is multiplied. These are things that you need to learn when it comes to money. So how do I learn about how money is made? Well, you probably got to learn about sales. You got to learn something about sales. Because if you're working a job and you only make a certain amount of money, and you're trying to figure out how to make more money, and you can't make more money because you can't work 2 or 3 jobs getting the same pay rate or doing the same thing, that means you got to learn another skill set. But you got to first have the mindset to know, oh, I need to know more about money so that I can go make more money. So if you're going to learn how money is made, what you need to be learning about is, how do I sell products and services? How do I come up with ideas that I can convert into cash? How do I build relationships to make money? I got to learn how money is managed. Now I got to figure out new creative ways to get skilled and disciplined at holding on to the money I make. So now, one of the ways you can learn how to manage money is learn financial accounting systems like QuickBooks for your business. At least familiarize yourself with it so that you can start tracking your income and expenses, so that you can start gauging how much money is coming in, how much money is going out, and how much money is left. You also need to learn about how money is multiplied. So now you got to at least open yourself up to the possibilities of investing. What are some different things I can invest in? Well, you can invest in yourself. You can invest in your business. You can invest in your brain. You can invest in real estate or other income producing assets, but you need to be educated on these things. All right. So that's key number 1. The first key to developing your money mindset is you must invest time in learning about money. Number 2, you must develop beliefs and convictions that support the truth about money. So now you have to develop beliefs and convictions. You need to develop beliefs and convictions that support the truth about money. So what types of beliefs and convictions do I need to develop that support the truth about money? Well, let me tell you something that's true about money. There's no shortage of money on this planet. That's one truth. That's one truth. Okay? So if you want to develop beliefs and convictions that support the truth about money, that means you got to learn things that are not lies. You can't have this belief that ain't no more money going around. It's a shortage of money. Nobody ain't spending money no more. Man, I can't make no money. Ain't nobody giving me no opportunities. All of these beliefs and convictions that most people have, they do not support the truth about money. And let me tell you something. Let me go back to my diagram. The people who believe that there's a shortage of money are not the people in the 1%. The people that believe there's no more money to be made are not in the 1%. The people who believe that there's a shortage of money are the 70% and the 29%. That's why you got to get out of that category. And the first way to get out of this category is get out of the category in your mind. Like, you should not be listening to broke people. You shouldn't be listening to middle class people. So see, some of these people are deceiving you because they look like they doing good. They talk like they know what they doing. They sound like they got it all together, but they don't. And these are the people you should not be listening to. And again, when you're even listening to people telling you things about money in the green, make sure that they are continuing to grow and expand and move forward. So the second key to developing your money mindset is to develop beliefs and convictions that support the truth about money. You got to stop believing these lies about money. You got to stop believing it. Just because I'm not making enough money today don't mean it ain't enough money on this planet. It just means I'm not making enough today. So if I'm not making enough money today, then I got to look at, wow, why am I not making enough money? I got to go back to key number one. I got to learn more about how money is made. So does that mean I got to have more products and services, better products and services? Does it mean I got to get known and market myself? Does it mean I got to get better at sales so that when I do have an opportunity to present a product and service, I can actually sell it? So I have to have the right belief system. Otherwise, you're going to just be thinking, man, ain't nobody giving me no opportunities. Ain't no way I'm going to get out of this situation. Man, I can't make no money. Nobody don't want to buy nothing. People ain't spending no more. Because I hear people giving me these lame excuses. I've probably talked about 10 people just within the last week or two who have told me in different ways that ain't nobody spending money during the holidays. That's a lie. That's the dumbest thing ever. Don't you know how much money people spend between Halloween and New Year's? See, these people don't know what they're talking about. So if you hear somebody say, yeah, ain't nobody spending money during the holidays, everything's slow down, ain't nobody doing nothing. They've been telling me and my wife that in real estate for 20 years. And it don't matter what season we in, my wife and I always find a way to do real estate and to make money in real estate. Always. We always come up with deals. Opportunities always present themselves. And guess what? It's the same for you if you have the mindset and if your beliefs and convictions support the truth about money. Okay, you got it? Okay, number 3. The third key to developing a money mindset is to match and map your money to having more options. So what you need to understand is I'm gonna make this easy for you. When you have more money, this is how I make it easy. You have more options. Okay? Do you get that? This is the third key. This is the third key to developing your money mindset. I'm going to read it again because I had to rephrase it so you can catch it. You must match and map. You got to match your money to having more options. So in other words, you have to understand when you have more money, you have more options. Money, more money equals more options. Does that make sense? So you have to believe that. You've got to believe that. You have to believe that the more money I have, the more options I have. So one of the reasons why you want to get more money is because you want to get more options. And I'm not saying you can't get options without money, but what I am saying is in most economic situations, in most economic systems, in most economic circumstances, in most economic climates, if you have what fuels that economic system, which is money, if you have currency, you have more options. Let's not get it twisted. There are a lot of things I was not afforded in my life, okay? Coming up and even as an adult. There are a lot of things I haven't been afforded in my life, and a lot of those things, probably most of those things were associated to money, if not all of them. Whether it's health care, whether it's certain foods, whether it's a certain traveling, whether it's a certain quality of life, all of these things are pretty much tied to money. They're tied to money, and we have to accept that. Now, you can find a lame excuse and go with that excuse. Well, you know, it don't take all that for me. I don't need all that. Well, good. It might not be for you, but maybe your options are for somebody else. So even if I'm satisfied because I don't need more money for me, then I should at least be open to get more money because of the options the money will provide for somebody else. Am I making sense? Okay, let's go to the next one. The fourth key to developing your money mindset is you must assess your current financial situation and associate it to your learning and beliefs about money. So what I want you to do is I want you to assess, okay? I want you to assess your current financial situation right now. Okay? I want you to assess your current financial situation. Can you do that? I want you to assess your current financial situation. So this fourth key is challenging you to look at how much money you got. Look at how much cash money you got. Look at how much you have in assets. Okay? And I want you to associate that to your beliefs and your education about money. So that means where I am financially is really a result of what I know or don't know about money. Where I am financially is really a reflection of what I believe about money and what I've been taught about money. So in order for me to be in a better financial position, I got to believe different things about money. I got to learn different things about money. Like you have to associate your current financial situation with your education on money. So if you don't learn a lot about money, you probably don't have a lot of money. If you're not willing to develop different beliefs about money, you probably don't develop a lot of money. Do you understand how powerful this is? I want you to wrap your mind around this. Again, I want you to assess your current financial situation. So that means if you got $10, if all you got is $10 to your name, take a look at what you are learning about money today. Take a look at what you believe about money today. Because if all you got is $10 to your name, what you should be thinking about today is, what more can I learn today? Can I learn $100 worth of information today? Can I learn $1,000 worth of information? That may mean I need to learn how to sell a $10 product or a $100 product or a $1,000 product. Maybe I need to figure out how to take some of my time and convert it into money. But not doing anything and knowing your current financial situation is not where you want it to be is like self-sabotage. I hope what I'm saying makes sense. All right, number 5. This is my last key. The fifth key to developing your money mindset is you must remove all limitations. You must remove. You need to remove all limitations. And you need to replace those limitations with principles. Replace with principles and practices. This is the fifth key to developing your money mindset. Number one, you have to, let me walk through them real quick. Number one, let me go through the 5. Number 1, you must invest time in learning about money. Number 2, you must develop beliefs and convictions that support the truth about money. Number 3, you must match and map your money to having more options. More money equals more options. Number 4, you must assess your current financial situation and associate it to where you are. So that means if I don't have a lot of money, or if I don't have enough money, it's because I don't have a lot of knowledge. I don't have enough knowledge. And you have to believe that and associate it. And number 5, you must remove all limitations. All those financial limitations you have. And you replace those limitations with principles and practices. So if you have a financial limitation right now, and we all do at a certain level, because remember, let me go back to this thing. Remember, most of my, like I'm 45 years old. So I've been married, my wife and I got married 19 years ago. We met 20 years ago. So it wasn't until I met my wife. You know how you marry up? It wasn't until I met my wife that I moved out of the poor class. When I was by myself, I don't even think I've ever made $32,000 a year when I was by myself. Okay? Once me and my wife got married and we came together as a 2-person team and we decided to be full-time entrepreneurs, we immediately made each other's lives better. And that put us in the lower middle class. That's how we started, in the lower middle class. But my wife and I, we've worked our way up. But I'm telling you, there was a time that even when my wife was, let's say, in the middle of the middle, we was right at maybe $100,000 a year, just barely breaking 6 figures. There was a time that we started coasting. We just started coasting every year. So it's like, okay, we might do 95 this year, the next year 108, the next year 92, the next year 112, the next year 97, the next year 126. So it was like we just could not break the barrier. And I remember, this is like 5 years ago. I remember, it's a little over 5 years ago, but 2017, really the beginning of it, I stopped and just kind of had this epiphany, and I realized, like, what is wrong, man? What's wrong? And I realized, here's what I realized. I didn't know enough. I didn't know enough about this. I didn't know enough about wealth. I didn't know enough about being rich. I didn't know enough about being a millionaire. And not only did I not know enough, but I had so many limitations that I wasn't even open to know more, because I had limitations. I had beliefs. I had been programmed, and it hindered me from ever breaking that threshold. And so you have to remove those limitations at some point. And when you remove those limitations, you have to replace those limitations with certain principles and certain practices. So one of the reasons why I teach the type of principles I teach, where there are a lot of people on social media. Come on, every other person on social media got online courses or come off as an internet guru, but so what? Just because there are frauds, just because it's people that's faking it, just because it's people who just trying to sell you something that ain't worth nothing, it don't mean I should stop. Because number one, I know the principles I teach, I'm living them. I'm living them. And so that's one of the reasons why I allow my clients who are in my coaching program, I allow them to show up to our headquarters. I want them to see that, oh, I'm living what I'm talking about. I ain't just on here running my mouth, copying and pasting somebody information and getting it to you, acting like I'm somebody I ain't. Proof is in the pudding. I got receipts for the success that I've built for my family and for my business and my organization. But that's for another conversation. The point I want to make to you is this: whether it's me or somebody else you trust, in order for you to ever develop a money mindset that gets you out of these income classes and gets you in that 1%, in order for that to ever happen, you're going to have to listen to somebody other than yourself. Period. I'm telling you, as much as I think I know about money, as much as I think I know about business, as much as I think I know about economics, every day I still listen to my business coach and mentor, and I learn something new, even if it's the same information. So I have online courses, but guess what? My mentor has online courses, and I buy his courses and I watch his. I watch other people's who are in alignment with him, right? I have a coaching program. I'm a part of a coaching program. I have a mentor. I mentor people. I have a mentor. So a lot of the information that I'm giving to people, most of the people that I serve, like a lot of my students and clients, they ain't up here. Most of my students and clients are either down here or somewhere in that middle. Maybe most of them are in the middle somewhere. I'm trying to show them how to get up here where I am in the 1%. That's what I'm doing. But I have mentors that's up there at the top. They wealthy. See? Let me show you that again. That's what my coach is. My coach is a billionaire. I want to be up there at the top of the 1%. So I got to listen to somebody who's giving me information, who's sharing data with me, that's literally pulling me into the top of the 1%. But if you ain't up there and you listening to somebody who way down here with you, how they gonna pull you up? It's like it don't work like that, because they don't have the capacity to do it. They can act like they can, but it's hard for me to listen to somebody to tell me how to be in the 1% and they ain't in the 1%. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, if I wasn't there, I ain't talking about it. Like, all you gotta do is go back and look at my track record and just look at all the videos that I've been posting, let's say for the last 5 years. I really started posting videos the last 5 years. You will see a lot of the stuff that I've been talking about for the last year or so, I hadn't talked about the first 4 years because I didn't have it. I wasn't there. But once I figured it out and got it, I'm like, oh, shoot, let me show you how to do it. So I definitely want you to have an opportunity to get access to principles like this. This is one of my courses in my Millionaire Blueprint program. I have an online training program of business and financial courses. I have a Millionaire Mentorship program, which is a coaching program. So I would love to give you access to that information. Like, think about it. If you really want to learn millionaire strategies, if you really want to figure out what are the things that you need to do in order to become a millionaire, well, I have training courses and I have a coaching program that walks you through the process. So yes, it's going to be hard because you still got to put in the work. So that means you still got to build a business. So that means with your business, you still have to come up with ideas for products and services. So that means you still have to price your products right. That means you have to have the right offers so you can present them. That means you still have to have the right systems in your business. That means you still have to have the right processes for your business. So that means you have to learn how to sell. That means you have to learn how to market. That means you have to learn financial systems for your creative tax strategies. That means you have to create a powerful operational system with processes. All of these things you have to learn. So I'm giving you the information on these things. I'm giving you videos, I'm giving you documents and forms and courses, or coaching and mentorship on a week-to-week basis, but you still got to put this stuff to work. You still got to be the one to do it. But again, if you joined a team and you played a sport, the coach still has to give you the playbook, because you could be a star player over here at a team, and then you come to this new team, but there's a different playbook. There's a different way of doing things. And so if you've never been in the 1%, or if you've been there and you wasn't able to stay, whether you got there and wasn't able to stay, or you've never been there, you need the strategies on how to get there. You need methods. You need to find out, like, how do I go from below 32 to the middle to the 1%? How do I do that? And there are strategies, there are methods, there are different things that you have to do. You have to have the right business structure. I teach about the holding company. I show you how to use a holding company to leverage some of these practices with your products, with your offers. You have to have the right systems and processes. So that means you have to learn at least the fundamentals of selling and marketing. You have to get better at financing, like financial systems and creative tax strategies, so that when you do start making money, you know how to manage that money and move that money around accordingly. You have to have a better operational system so that you ain't the only one doing it, because at some point you got to hire people. So these are all the principles and practices that I teach in my courses and in my program. So if you would like access to some of this information, or to all of it, and you know that you want to get on the path to becoming financially free, becoming a millionaire, and being successful as a business owner, I want to give you access to this information. All you have to do is text the word millionaire. I'm making it real easy for you, because guess what? I want you to be in the 1%. But I know one thing: if you don't have the right information, if you don't have the right support system, if you ain't doing nothing different with no different information, with no different people, you gonna keep getting the same result. So I want you to text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. And again, you can text this word millionaire to me if you know this type of information is something you need access to. I have hundreds of courses on financial literacy, on 5 steps to become a millionaire, on creative tax strategies, on systems and processes, on sales, on marketing, on real estate investing, on holding companies, like courses that you can just learn and train and educate yourself to become a master at building a successful business. And maybe, just maybe, you want a mentor. Maybe you're looking for somebody to mentor you. Maybe you're browsing the internet for someone who not only can teach you these things, but who can work with you on a one-on-one basis, on a weekly basis. I have a 1-year coaching program. We call it our Millionaire Mentorship Program. We have so many amazing people that's a part of that program. And guess what? Every Monday, like today, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we host a weekly coaching call. So 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, I'll be on a live Zoom teaching certain principles, answering questions, giving my mentees, my coaching clients, an opportunity to learn principles that I practice that have given me success, that can give you success as well. So if you're interested in learning more, or if you have any questions on it, just text millionaire to 404-478-7213. This has been an extraordinary Millionaire Monday. I appreciate you for joining the Ramonepreston Show. Again, today is Monday, November the 7th, 2022. We'll be back here tomorrow, Tuesday, November 8th, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Ramonepreston Show. Until tomorrow, have an amazing Millionaire Monday.